The year's almost over. Don't waste the rest of it. There's only so much time you've got, only so much time left in this year. If you're not where you want to be, well, make a change, right? You still have time this year. Only a couple weeks, true, but there's still time. If you have resolutions from last year that you didn't finish, well, there's perhaps time to finish them. Maybe there's not. If you have resolutions for next year, now's a good time to get started. Don't just wait till the first day of the new year to start your resolutions. If you already have some in mind, just start today. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be major, but if you start today, you at least have already started making progress. Right? There's no reason to put it off till the perfect time to start. And I can be that way too on some things. I like to start stuff on Mondays because it feels like the first day of the week. Or I like to start stuff on the first, and if the first of the month starts on a Monday, then it's like perfect time to start. But you just start on any day. You don't have to start on Monday. You don't have to start on a special day of the week or a day of the month. You don't have to. You can just start whenever. You can start right now. You want to change something in your life, you could start working on it now. It doesn't have to be big. It could be 5 minutes a day for the rest of this month, and you'll wind up in a lot better position. Could just be 5 minutes a day, and you'll wind up a lot closer to your goal than you would if you didn't do anything. If you want to do something, work on it every day. Doesn't have, as I said, it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be a little. There is a certain point where you'll look at something and go, well, if I'm going to do 1 minute, I might as well not do it. So you obviously want to account for that, right? Maybe 5 minutes is the limit. Maybe it's, one section. Maybe, it depends on what you're doing, obviously. Maybe it's one section, one segment, one part, however it breaks down for whatever it is you want to do, right? And just do a little bit every day. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that little bit you do is all you have to do, or rather that's the most you can do, right? Yeah, you want to do the little bit every day, but if you want to make a lot of progress, you'll want to do more. But some days you may not have the energy for it. So you have the little bit every day. That's okay, I've at least done this. I've made some progress, maybe not a lot, but some is better than none, right? It compounds like compound interest. It's going to grow over time. But some days you'll have a lot more energy for it, a lot more focus or plans for it, or just desire to work on it, a lot more motivation. So on those days, do more. I've, made that mistake myself where I've been like, oh, this is the minimum. This is what I want to do, every day. So I make progress, but that's all I did for a little while. And it's like, I should be doing more, and so then you push it, but you don't want to push to do too much more too quickly, because eventually you do burn out and then you'll stop and then you'll make no progress. And personally, I'd rather a little bit of progress every day than zero progress, because sure, maybe you'll work on whatever goal you have once a month, but every time you start, you have to remember where you're at. If you start and if you do a little every day, you don't have that same, what was I doing last time? Where was I at? Where did I put the things? Any of that stuff. It's a lot easier to keep going. You build more momentum by doing a little every day. So take some time and, consider, are you where you wanted to be for this year, right? Or even this month, right? Even this quarter, right? However you want to think of it. But take some time and look at where you're at and say, is this where you wanted to be? And if it's not, then start implementing those changes. Make them your New Year's resolution if you want. Maybe it's a revamp of last year's. Maybe it's a brand new one. But take those and do something with them in the time we have left in 2025. Don't put your future self in a position where you're looking back at 2025 and thinking, I wasted that year. What a waste. Don't do that. Save your future self that regret and put some work in now so that their life is a little better, right? If you put a little work in now, tomorrow you has a little bit of an easier time, and then you do that again tomorrow, and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, right? Continually. Eventually life gets pretty good. It gets pretty easy to do things, right? Now, picking up new stuff might still be some work, but the things you want to get done will start getting done because you've laid the groundwork. You've put the work in to get those things done. If you're thinking about those New Year's resolutions, as I've said, just start on them now if you've already got some. If you don't, start thinking on what kind of you want to do in the next year. I know a lot of people quit their resolutions pretty early on. That's why I'm suggesting you start them now. And, if you think of something in February, just start it in February. Don't put it off till March. Don't put it off till Monday or Saturday or whatever day you want to start on. Just start it the day you think of it and just write it down and start tracking your progress and making some progress and see where you wind up. You'll wind up in a pretty good place, I think. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for listening. Year's almost over. Don't waste the rest of it. And I will catch you in the next one.